How's it going, everybody? We are back and coming to you from just outside of Estes Park, Colorado. And after one of the craziest, rainiest, snowiest springs I've ever seen, we're finally looking at some clear skies tonight. So we knew we couldn't miss this opportunity to photograph that mountain right over my shoulder, which is Long's Peak. So right here, we're getting a nice view of the eastern face of the mountain and the classic Diamond, which is a really famous climbing route. And I had a plan today to photograph the other side of Longs from a hike up in Rocky Mountain National Park. I didn't even realize that this nice of a view was available from just off of the road. Now, looking this way, the Milky Way is going to be lining up right about here at around 2:30 a.m. But from the other side, it'll be rising over this peak at about 10:30 to 11 p.m. So there's a possibility we could get two different compositions on this mountain, and I am just excited to be back out here. Our adventure has already been really interesting. We saw this bear on our way up to Estes Park. It was just crossing the road and our Alaska instincts kicked in. We were able to get out, keep a nice safe distance, but get a couple pictures of this bear. All right, so enough talking here. We're gonna head on into Estes Park, up into Rocky Mountain, and scout out this view from the other side of Longs and make sure we're looking good for tonight.
Long's Peak is a high mountain in the northern Front Range of the Rocky Mountains of North America. The 14,259-foot 14er is the 15th highest peak in the state of Colorado. It's located in the Rocky Mountain National Park wilderness, 9.6 miles southwest of the town of Estes Park. Long's Peak is the northernmost 14er in Colorado and is the highest point in Boulder County and Rocky Mountain National Park. The mountain was named in honor of explorer Stephen Harriman Long, who is said to have been the first person of European descent to spot the mountain from the Front Range on June 30th, 1820. During an expedition on behalf of the U.S. government. As the only 14er in Rocky Mountain National Park, the peak has always been of interest to climbers. The first recorded ascent was on August 23, 1868 by surveying party of John Wesley Powell via the south side. Addie Alexander was the first woman to summit Long's Peak in 1871. On a personal note, my uncle named this peak Bill's Hill after himself in the early 80s while visiting my parents who lived in Denver. For our photo, we've decided to drive to Bear Lake Trailhead. This is a very popular trail with day hikers and mountaineers alike. We're planning on hiking up towards Dream Lake to search for the perfect composition. Along the hike, we begin to see glimpses of Longs through the trees. This is the view from Nymph Lake. I like this angle, but I like to get a little bit higher.
All right, so we found our spot for tonight. It is a perfect, beautiful view of Nymph Lake. It's just above Nymph Lake and Long's Peak in the background. Now, we are in a national park and I'm trying to be respectful. There's a lot of people here and there's a guy enjoying the view. He just told me it was his favorite view in the park. So I'm not gonna go record my YouTubes right by him, but we are gonna go take a few test shots, make sure we like how 50 millimeters looks. And then it was an easy hike to get here. So we will be back at night and yeah, hopefully these clouds move along and this should be a perfect spot for the Milky Way rising over Long's Peak. All right, well, it is officially nighttime and we got this spot all to ourselves. We're just waiting for it to get a little bit darker, but I have my R5 running a time lapse and we'll set up the Nomad tracker here in a minute, but it's turned out to be perfect spot, perfect night, and there's one stinking cloud, that's just right in the way. It hasn't moved in like an hour. It's just stayed right in the same spot, but we'll see. It might move on. Even if it doesn't, it's all part of it, and I think it'll glow really cool from like the town Boulder. It'll have some nice light pollution in a good way. All right, well, we are wrapped up for tonight, and what started off kind of iffy with that big dumb cloud turned out to be a perfect night. That cloud went away and got nice track shots. The Nomad worked perfectly, holding that big 1.2 50 millimeter, and we were getting 2-minute track shots. And yeah, I couldn't really ask for a better night. There's almost no wind, weather's really nice. It is so much better than that last night up at Grizzly Peak photographing grays and Tories. The only kind of annoying thing is we're about a 3-hour drive from home and a decent hike to get back to our car, and it's like 1 a.m. And we both work tomorrow. And I will show you guys our final results from the office. Well, hello everybody. Obviously it is not June anymore. It's early December and I'm finally getting to this backlog of editing videos, and Office Alex is no longer available. It is officially Ski Resort Alex time of year. Now, back to those photos. Beautiful night we had out there. The first one I want to show you is the shot I was going for. So I was up right on the edge of that cliff where that guy that was enjoying his time was, trying to block you from the wind, and I got a really nice track shot. You can still see some of those clouds are in the frame, but I think they're really cool because they're getting lit up from the light pollution from like Boulder and the Front Range of Colorado, which I think adds a cool little element. And this second photo here is just a foreground with the same sky over the top of it, but I figured while Laura and I were out there, might as well document it, make a little memory of us in that beautiful night that we had. And this one is definitely going to be a printer and a framer for me and Laura. It's going to be hanging up on our wall. All right, so that is, oh, what mountain was that? That was Long's Peak. Really nice night, really happy with that result. Throughout last summer, after I recorded that video, I did get a lot more progress. Really epic trip into Chicago Basin that I'm excited to share with you guys. Several other mountains, good stuff to come. And finally, I'm done with most of my construction work, so I'm going to be able to get to editing. All right, like, comment, subscribe, prints, links, follow me, Cosmic Colorado right here. Subscribe to this channel if you are all interested in following this journey. This book is going to happen. We're going to finish it up. It's a lot of work. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm about to go have fun.